What's going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is your Misfit Wrestling Podcast Extra. That was unplanned, by the way. I wasn't planning on making this video / episode here. But breaking news happened in the last hour and so. Stephanie McMahon has quit WWE. The company resigned her position from co-chairwoman and co-CEO and chairwoman of the WWE. I'm going to talk about all that stuff that's going on with it. This whole Vince McMahon probably getting sued by a group of people from a report here from PW Insider I'm going to talk about. There's some news on that whole thing. Some more information on the Stephanie McMahon resigning from Fightful Select and all that stuff here. But if you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, hit the like button. Follow the other outlets that we have: Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, Google Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. All that good stuff. Facebook, which is Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Instagram, Misfit Wrestling Pod. YouTube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. And on YouTube, or on Twitter, rather, Misfit Podcast TV. So let's get into this here. Stephanie McMahon put out a statement saying the following on her Twitter and sent an email out to the all employees with the quote, "Then, now, together, forever," whatever that stuff is. And she puts, and I quote, and she quotes rather, "Dear WWE Universe, about 8 months ago, I took a leave of absence, and within a few weeks, unexpectedly, I had the opportunity of a lifetime. I had the privilege to return to the WWE as a co-CEO and chairwoman of the board of WWE. I cannot put into words how proud I am to have led what I consider the greatest company in the world, working alongside a remarkable leadership team, one of the strongest executives I have known in my CEO time as co-CEO in Nick Khan. Our founder, Vince McMahon, returned as executive chair and is leading the exciting process of regarding basically trying to work out a way to sell the company. And with Nick Khan's leadership and Paul Triple H of Vex as chief content officer, I'm confident WWE is in a perfect place to continue to provide an unparalleled creative content and drive maximum value to the shareholders, or for shareholders. WWE is in a strong position, and that I have decided to return to my leave and take one step further in my official resignation. I look forward to cheering on WWE from the other side of the business where I started when I was a little kid as a pure fan. I will always remain dedicated to WWE. I truly love our company, our employees, our superstars, and our fans. I am grateful to all of our partners. Thank you for everything. Then, now, forever, together. Stephanie McMahon. This news came out of left field, and which is interesting because just last week, when this whole news with Vince McMahon broke, and I'm going to use a quote from Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics. He put out a tweet earlier that said, and I quote, "Stephanie McMahon led an all-employees meeting along Nick Khan and Frank Riddick on Friday, reassuring workers that top executives were staying in the roles and the employees would be excited, would not be basically afraid of what's going to happen next." Fightful Select put out a report earlier today, about an hour or so ago, talking about the whole Stephanie stepping down here and quitting. Here's what the folks at Fightful had to say. Subscribe to Fightful Select, only $5 a month. They do some good. Sean and the rest of those guys over there do very, very good work. Here's what Sean Ross Sapp had to say on Fightful Select with the report on Stephanie McMahon. A shocking piece of news that probably shouldn't be so shocking. Stephanie McMahon has resigned as CEO and Chairwoman of WWE, as Vince McMahon has returned and taken the Executive Chairman spot once again. WWE confirmed to Fightful that Nick Khan will be serving as the solo CEO of the company, and it was reiterated via WWE sources that Triple H is still Chief Contact Officer and is still in charge of live events, head of talent relations, and head of creative. This has been repeatedly stressed to us many times, as Fightful notes. It was portrayed to Fightful as if Stephanie McMahon was resuming the leave of absence she had taken last year before returning to work months later when Vince stepped down and later retired. Stephanie has remained well liked among staff and talent that we've spoken to, and has also, and as the same thing goes for Nick Khan, who will assume her roles that Stephanie had prior to Stephanie resigning. Stephanie McMahon led an employee meeting. I mentioned this earlier, just a few minutes ago, that nothing is going to change here when it comes to the day-to-day operations. Several WWE talent messaged Fightful, very confused by the current situation here, asking, is it really meant for both Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan? The general consensus is that we gauged what was uncertainty of what a move like this actually means. One talent heavily stressed that they believed Vince McMahon was taking over creative duties would lead to public frustration from the roster. Another source said that this is hopeful means a sale is coming soon. We'll have an update on this with further information. Let's see if Sean has. I'm doing this in real time, by the way, so see if Sean has updated that any much. Nope, has not. Okay, so nothing like that yet. Okay. All right, so none of that. All right. So here is what happened earlier in the morning when I woke up. That the Vince McMahon return spurs up the lawsuit from last year to move forward. This came from PW Insider, not by Mike Johnson. This came from Dave Shearer, I believe. Apologies if I mispronounced that name. Dave put out a report on PW Insider saying a friend of mine who is a party in the WWE shareholders department of stuff that was filed a lawsuit that was filed last June by Scott after the NDA allegations against Vince McMahon surfaced. Sent me the following update email that he received today from lawyers. The names redacted for obvious reasons. They don't want to put that out there. Here's what the email had said to the guy named Scott that Dave was talking about there. I hope you had a great holiday season. I'm writing with an update on WWE, and we have been working with the company for several months. We have received several internal documents, which we've been reviewing, and we expect to get an additional batch of documents this week, which is very interesting given all the stuff that's going on that had just happened with Stephanie. You also may seen the news in the past week about Vince McMahon forcing his way back into the company, which is exactly what happened. Back onto the board and basically back into the company. Is what this thing says, which is exactly what happened. As a result, we believe there is enough of a basis to bring a breach of a constitutory lawsuit. I believe that I'm correct. Again, some of those big words right there. We hope to file a complaint against McMahon and possibly other directors and officers for breaching their duties to WWE and its shareholders. Again, this is what happened. They breached the whole thing of everything that was going on here. The investigation, there's still an investigation. I'll get into that a little bit later. We should have a draft for you to review in the next couple of days. It will require a signature on one paper verification, which we will send. We will also send in the meantime. Do you have a phone number? We could use to in case we need to contact you in a way. La 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 la. But yeah. So basically, Vince McMahon is probably going to get sued for forcing his way back into the company when he's not supposed to. This is very, very interesting, crazy news that happened earlier, like not even 45 minutes ago. This news is still fresh in people's mind. And I know I have Jay White on here. I will talk about him in a little bit because his news is not as big as this. But I will talk about a little bit of what's going on with Jay White as we get to near the end of this whole thing. This whole thing is just fucking crazy. This whole thing is bizarre. It's just very, very strange here. Vince McMahon. Um, I don't know what there's possibility of budget cuts returning, and stuff that probably shouldn't be happening. This is unfortunate here. This is not a good look for WWE. This is not a way you should start off the year with WWE here. Like, this is not good. This is not very good here. This company is in bad shape here. Like, I don't know if he realizes that the company did fine without him. When he stepped down, stock went up. Live event sales, those tickets sales went up. The live events again, like I said, went up. People are shows are being sold out. WrestleMania 39 broke the $1 million gate, I believe it is. Let me see if I can find that news here. I believe this news came out yesterday. I heard it. Yeah, this was from okay. So this is yesterday from WWE.com here about WrestleMania. Which I might as well because I can bring this into here. WrestleMania. WWE announced that today yesterday that WWE's WrestleMania 39, which will originate from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, on Saturday, April 1st and Sunday, April 2nd, broke the company's all-time gate record for any WrestleManias, despite having a single match announced outside of whoever wins the Royal Rumble facing the champ, either for the championship matches. The previous record announced was $17.3 million in 2016 with WrestleMania 32 at AT&T Stadium for in Arlington, Texas. The record gate comes on the heels of unprecedented ticket sales demands in 2022. This is exactly after Triple H took over head of creative, which it produced the highest grossing gates of all time for the Royal Rumble in San Antonio, Texas at the Alamo Dome, Survivor Series before War Games was announced, and Extreme Rules when we found out that Bray Wyatt was potentially going to be coming back on that show, and of course Cardiff's Clash of the Castle in Wales, which marked the first major stadium show in the UK in over 30 years, was the highest grossing UK event in the company history, which I believe surpassed SummerSlam '92. Additionally, WWE set in a market for Raw and SmackDown more than 20 markets of the year, including the December 30th, 2022 episodes of SmackDown that took place from Tampa, Florida, which had the return of John Cena. John Cena's name got attached to that show. Ticket sales went through the fucking roof, and that show sold out immediately. WrestleMania 39 streams on Sunday, April 1st, and Sunday. WrestleMania 39 streams on Sunday, April 1st, Saturday, April 2nd, exclusively on Peacock in the United States, and the WWE Network everywhere else. And again, this all has to do with Triple H becoming the head of creative. Like I said, everything was fine without Vince, and like the fact that he's very close to having creative back scares a lot of people, like me, because I do the show. I try to be unbiased as possible, and I will call out stupid shit if I see it. Like last night's Raw, which I thought was fucking trash, and like I said, the Alexa Bliss stuff was stupid shit. I called out on it last night, and it's just like the shows are much more tolerable to watch. The the vibe backstage from the backstage morale after Vince retired and Triple H becoming the head of creative and being basically the guy running the shows, uh, was was high. People had somebody they can rely on to talk to and all that stuff. And now that looks to be out the window very, very soon. There's no way in hell that by WrestleMania 39, I don't see a way, play time. I just don't see Triple H booking that show. I feel like Triple H is not going to book WrestleMania. Vince is gonna stroke his own ego, whatever you want to call it, and it's gonna get worse from here. Um, I really hope to God whoever is gonna buy, if who's ever gonna buy this company, under no way, shape, or form, under any circumstance, should allow Vince McMahon back at the creative chair. This is insane. Still looking to see if any other news is broken. As far as I know right now, nothing else has come out regarding this. Um, but this is just insane. This is crazy. But that's basically all the stuff that we have here. Um, for the news. So, well, the big news, the big story here. It's like some contract, why don't we? Um, uh, WWE also signs former New Japan Pro Wrestling star. If I can find it here, I've seen his name. Here we go. Uh, New Japan Strong wrestler got signed to NXT. I don't know if he's going to show up for NXT soon, but if I can find a signs. Karl Fredericks, there it is. I found it. So PW Insider reported that Karl Fredericks has officially signed with WWE. He'll start working at the Performance Center in Orlando sometime this week. 32-year-old Fredericks will be working with the WWE NXT brand starting out. Of course, he would. Fredericks, who was spotted at the Performance Center back in August, left New Japan Pro Wrestling the same month his contract expired. He was reported that he received a tryout from WWE, and it does seem like he did sign with the company. Another name, big name from New Japan Pro Wrestling, on his way out, it seems like. Going to bring up the Fightful Select report. Brought this up here. A big news story. This was the big news story until the other big news story broke. About Switchblade Jay White, former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. This article reads that Switchblade Jay White expected to leave New Japan Pro Wrestling. Fightful reports that a major name in the wrestling contract world is soon up. Fightful Select has learned that Switchblade Jay White, current leader of the Bullet Club, his contract is up relatively soon and is expected to leave New Japan Pro Wrestling per those into the company. Those who we've spoken to both believe that WWE and All Elite Wrestling are interested in getting the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. However, WWE sources seem confident that they would land him. However, that is far from official, as it was noted. Sources within multiple companies, they can't reach out with him until his deal is up. Until that happens, there's no guarantee that he'll leave New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because again, he could still re-sign with the company. Jay White is booked to a loser leaves Japan match in Osaka, Japan on February 11th against Hikuleo, who WWE also has interest in, as it notes here, which puts the result in doubt of the match in doubt, rather. Those on the New Japan roster, I believe that Jay White wants to be in the new United States for the time being. We're told that WWE we were told that WWE was heavily. We're told that WWE has heavily recruited him. They basically were trying to get him um, a while back ago, back in 2021. We're told that uh, we were told only it didn't. Basically, what happened is they didn't get him. He worked Impact Wrestling and in WWE not WWE, AEW last year during his run in New Japan. But wasn't under contract either. Uh, he told us prior to 2021 that he was never been approached by WWE, or I mean AEW rather, but has since enjoyed his experiences there. Jay White headlined Wrestle Kingdom last Wednesday against Kazuchika Okada, where he dropped the title to Okada. It was reported years ago that Jay White was under a contract with New Japan until 2025, and AEW had interest. While speaking with Jay White across several interviews, he told Fightful them approaching me and some contract I was on are both false, 100% false. We're told that no Fightful continues. That we're told no deal is finalized, and can't be until Jay White's New Japan contract is our current deal with New Japan is up. Fightful has reached out to New Japan officially, as well as Jay White, but haven't heard back as right now. So Jay White looks to be on his way out to, if he doesn't decide to resign or re-sign with the company rather, he could be up with the company. So what would New Japan, and where he goes, who knows? Got breaking news that Jinder Mahal was sent back to NXT. Good. Good. Another reason for me not to watch that show. There's a New Year's Evil show on tonight. I'm not watching it, I'm not reviewing it. But this here took a way more priority than watching a fucking wrestling show tonight. So, but that's basically all the news we have here. Big news here on Pro Wrestling, the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. If anything else breaks, you can find out on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Podcast, or with the hashtag or with the Twitter handle at Misfit Podcast TV. That's usually where I would break some of the news here, and do little quotes from some articles like Fightful Select when it comes to things like Jay White potentially signing with WWE or AEW for that matter. But yeah, that's what I have to say here. I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is the little extra here. I thought I'd throw that out here. Get your guys' takes on here. I want to share my thoughts of this whole thing. I think it's bullshit. That this man forces his way back into the company. It's getting worse every day. I would not be surprised if I wake up tomorrow and we see Triple H just resigned and from the WWE or some stupid shit like that. But this is ridiculous. But it's whatever. Before I get out of here, I want to point out that several Stardom show names were um a quick note on the Stardom before I get out of that out of that situation. Stardom is about to, I guess. Well, they weren't losing anybody. There was some news that broke out about some of the wrestlers missing show due to some illness or whatnot. And I believe if I can find that story that I've seen, it was a quick story, but um, if I can find the story here, give me a second. See if I can find it here. See if I can. I know I tweeted it out here, and I just gotta find it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here. Second. Um, let's see. Let's see. It was about people missing something about dates. Oh well. Oh well. I won't be able to find it anyways. But um, I won't be able to find it anyways. I'm gonna save this. Bookmark this thing here real quick. Book. Can I? Here we go. Bookmark that tweet here. Yeah. Just in case I have that here. But anyways, uh, but yeah, that's all I got for for tonight. I'll see you guys back here for the AEW review. Hopefully, nothing else big breaks during that stream or not that stream that review or the show itself. um, but yeah, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Do all the social media links will be in the description down below. Do the subscription. Do the subscribing and do the like button and all that stuff. I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I don't even know if I'm going to edit this stuff. Probably not, since this is a extra here. But yeah. Until then, we're out.